must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
It is ridiculous and it is against the laws of nature that we can have somebody sitting pretty who takes home more money than the credible entrepreneur who is doing actual production of goods and services.
We always say it as it is. It is only in this country that when a thief is arrested, you hear elders from their tribe saying, he is our son and he is our thief.
If you are deviant and I call you leader,
Yes.
probably you are already a leader, but you are leading in the wrong direction.
We want to see the role of the youth in the security, governance, and the development.
The youth that I meet and work with here, you know, we call them the millennials and X's and Y's, this and that. They don't necessarily want to live like their fathers and grandfathers, do business like their fathers and grandfathers. They're more independent, they're better educated, and they're the ones that are making everything move in this region.
We look at the issues, we talk about issues that impact people's lives in Africa. The African peoples themselves continue to cheer bad leaders, and because they cheer them on, they continue to be misled.
Let me ask you, doctor, would you rather be somebody who does not enjoy so much freedom but you are rich?
Yes.
Or you'd rather be poor who you are actually imprisoned by the poverty itself?
My goal is not to come here and say, I want the majority ownership, I want to own this, I want to own that, I want to do this. My goal is we all make money and we're all happy, and I help build a big business here.
Punchline is for Africa, with Africa, from Africa.
Good afternoon, viewers. I want to take a few minutes in the Africa School of Thought. I want to say a few points regarding the situation of the Chief Justice in the Republic of Kenya. The Chief Justice is part of the governance of the people of Kenya. He is one arm of the governance of the Republic of Kenya. The Chief Justice has never convened or tried to convene a meeting between the President, the Speaker of National Assembly, and himself to find out the weakest link in the fight in the governance of the people of Kenya. It is therefore very shameful for the whole Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya to use a platform, external platform, to announce a regime change proceeds using the platforms of international civil society to dismember the government of the Republic of Kenya. As a Pan-African, I feel sorry and saddened by the events that are taking place in the judiciary of the Republic of Kenya. The President or the executive has done its best. It has given the funding that is needed to fight corruption. Every time the agencies that fight corruption arrange, indict, and deliver a suspect in the courts of the Republic of Kenya, the same judiciary that the Chief Justice represents, the same judiciary that the Chief Justice says it is very perfect, releases these people at times on flimsy reasons, blocks the route of justice, obstructs justice. The case of the former Deputy Chief Justice, Lady Uhuru, who was found who should have taken a plea, but because of the problems that the judiciary has and the weaknesses, the incompetences that the judiciary has, the Lady Justice Uhuru was allowed to petition the DCI and DPP's application and a charge. She never took a charge, a plea in the normal courts. Of course, the events are much bigger than what we see today. It is sorry state that the Chief Justice is the one who can mention about the failure, yet the word failure is actually associated with the judiciary of the Republic of Kenya. Everybody in the judiciary knows, every Kenyan, young or old, knows that there is a problem with the Chief Justice. I take one example. For the Chief Justice to talk about the nullified elections, that dynasties collect themselves in kingdoms, in business entrepreneurs win an election, shows to you that he has something that is against the current administration of President Uhuru Kenyatta. I therefore call upon the international community not to listen to the side that actually weakened the fight against corruption in Kenya, but help the Kenyan people to fight corruption. Because the weakest link, which all of us know, is the judiciary in Kenya. If the Chief Justice was pleasing the civil society funders, the NGOs that gathered in Oxford, let them hear this message, that it is him and him alone. It is his incompetency, the lack of direction, the lack of leadership, the poor leadership qualities.
Hata baada yakiwa na wasiwasi ya kuwapa vijana mikopo. Swala hili bila shaka ni swala ambalo liweza kushughulikiwa na rais, na kile ambacho kimeweza kufanywa ni kutoa nafasi kwa vijana kupata mkopo pamoja na wale wenye biashara ndogo ndogo kwa jumla, na ni kuhimiza mabenki kutoa mikopo kwa makundi haya. Na ndiposa tunafurahia kuona mpango mpya ambao uliweza kuzinduliwa wa Stawi, ambao utatumika kutoa mikopo kwa wenye biashara ndogo ndogo kwa 9%. Bila shaka ni swala ambalo litaweza kuhakikisha ya kwamba vijana na pia wale ambao wana biashara ndogo ndogo wanaweza kufuzu katika kufanya biashara zao. Mbali na hayo, wiki iliyopita rais pia aliweza kutia saini miswada 3 kuwa sheria. Miswada hiyo ni pamoja na ule marekebisho ya sheria ya tume ya mshikamano na ushirikiano wa kitaifa wa mwaka 2019, mswada marekebisho ya sheria ya michezo mwaka 2018, na mswada wa utaratibu na utoaji stakabadhi au risiti katika maghala ya mwaka wa 2017. Mswada uliotiwa saini wa marekebisho ya sheria ya tume ya mshikamano na ushirikisho wa kitaifa unakusudiwa kuianisha sheria hiyo na katiba na kutoa utaratibu wa kuteua makamishna wa tume hiyo. Na chini ya sheria hiyo mpya, makamishna wa tume hiyo watateuliwa na rais, halafu wataidhinishwa na bunge. Sheria hiyo mpya pia haitawajumuisha, ambao hawataweza kujumuishwa kwenye tume hiyo ni wakuu wa tume ya haki za binadamu, tume ya kitaifa ya jinsia na usawa, na tume ya utoaji wa haki. Na ule mswada uliotiwa saini wa marekebisho ya kifungu cha sheria ya michezo unatoa fursa ya kubuniwa kwa hazina ya ustawi wa michezo, usanii na masuala ya kijamii. Hazina hiyo mpya itasimamiwa kulingana na kifungu cha sheria cha usimamizi wa fedha za umma na vile kuhakikisha kuvunjwa kwa hazina ya michezo ya kitaifa na halmashauri ya wadhamini na hazina ya michezo ya kitaifa. Kifungu hicho kipya cha sheria pia kinatoa fursa ya kuhamisha mali na wafanyakazi wanaohudumu katika halmashauri ya wadhamini wa hazina ya michezo ya kitaifa kwa shirika hilo jipya. Haya, nayo sheria ambayo ilitiwa saini ya utaratibu wa utoaji wa stakabadhi au risiti katika maghala inatoa mfumo wa kisheria kwa ustawi na usimamizi wa utaratibu wa utoaji stakabadhi kwa bidhaa za kilimo ili kushughulikia changamoto za uzaji wa bidhaa za kilimo nchini ambazo tumeona imekuwa ni changamoto sana kwa baadhi ya wakulima pia. Sheria hiyo inakusudiwa kuhakikisha kuwa ubunifu wa baraza la utaratibu wa utoaji wa stakabadhi za maghala, ambapo baraza hilo litashirikisha ubunifu, udumishaji na ustawi wa utaratibu wa utoaji stakabadhi za maghala kwa bidhaa zote za kilimo zinazokuzwa humu nchini. Bila shaka ni sheria ambayo itaweza kuelekeza ama kuweza kumpa mkulima nafasi ya kuweza kujizatiti vilivyo katika biashara yake. Baraza hilo pia litahusika na usajili, utoaji leseni na ukaguzi wa maghala yote ya bidhaa za kilimo nchini. Bila shaka ni miswada ambayo italeta hatua kubwa katika kuhakikisha kwamba masuala kadhaa yanaweza kushughulikiwa. Basi kufikia hapo nitakuwa sina mengi zaidi ya kusema. Nakala ya taarifa yangu utaweza kuipata kwa lugha ya Kizungu na ya Kiswahili ili muweze kuiangalia kwa kina. Kwa sasa nitaweza kuchukua maswali. Naam.
Jina langu ni Kennedy Muridi kutoka
Jina langu ni Kennedy Muridi kutoka NTV na na maswali matatu. Swali la kwanza ni kuhusu swala la Ebola. Na the scare that was there. Serikali pia ilionekana kuwa kulikuwa na vyanzo vingi ambavyo vilikuwa vinatoa taarifa. Kuanzia pale katika county na Wakenya wengi walijawa na hofu. Je, kusonga mbele serikali itahakikisha vipi kwamba kuzungumza kwake ni kutoka kwa watu fulani na sio kila mtu ambaye anapata kuzungumza? How do you make sure that communication is not from everybody?
Yes.
Because the scare was there and there was those who are not very keen on what was saying. Then President Uhuru Kenyatta on Sunday akizungumza kwa lugha yake ya mama alikuwa amekasirika sana. What do you expect from the president now that he is even saying, and is the presidency even divided on this matter? Because we see it like the presidency is not talking from the same mouth. The president and the deputy president seem not to be on the same page.
Swali hilo la kwanza la Ebola, acha nijaribu kujibu kwa lugha zote mbili. Sije mkasema kwamba kimombo sikukuelewa. Ni kwamba I think one of the things that the county wanted to do was to be the first ones to report and say that we have identified an Ebola case. And like you said, that there were many avenues that spoke. But one of the things that we are working on is to ensure that the government spokesperson, the Laguna, is the one person who will be able to communicate. And those are measures that are being taken to ensure that that doesn't happen again. So you can be assured that it's something that we're looking into. Kama nilivyosema ni kwamba ndio kuna watu wengi waliweza kuzungumza kuanzia county, lakini nadhani vile county walitaka kuweza kuhamasisha, maana swala lile lilikuwa katika county yao, walitaka kuwa kwanza kutoa habari, na bila shaka ilikuwa si sawa kwamba kila mtu alikuwa anatia sauti yake. Ni masuala ambayo tunashughulikia, na bila shaka atakayekuwa anazungumza kwa niaba ya serikali atakuwa ni msemaji wa serikali ambaye ni mstaafu Colonel Oguna. Swala la Jumapili, rais alipoweza kuzungumza, nadhani usemi wake ulikuwa waziwazi. Usemi wake ni kusema ya kwamba amechoka na masuala ya kuzungumziwa kwa siasa hapa na pale, ila hali sio wakati wa siasa. Ni wakati wa maendeleo na ni wakati wa kuhakikisha kwamba Wakenya wanakuja kwa pamoja ili kuweza kuwa na umoja katika taifa hili. La kutarajiwa ni kwamba utaona rais akizindua miradi mbalimbali na kutembelea pia miradi mbalimbali. Manake anasema kwamba yeye anataka kuona kwamba maisha ya Mkenya yameweza kuwa ya afadhali kupitia miradi
mbalimbali katika eneo lake la mlima.
Sauti ai. Swala lingine.
Naitwa Shtera from Citizen TV. Na maswali mawili. La kwanza, mbona imemchukua muda rais kuanza shughuli ya kutekeleza miradi hiyo ambayo umesema, na ni vipi alingojea kwa joto liongezeke ndio aweze kujitokeza na kutuliza joto hilo? Swala la pili. Kumekuwa na shughuli ya ubomoaji nchini, labda kwa majengo ambayo yamejengwa kwa maeneo ambayo hayastahili. Lakini hivi majuzi tumeona ubomoaji kule Nkoroi, na ukweli ni kwamba ubomoaji huo haukufuata mujibu wa sheria, manake wenyeji hawa hawakupewa notisi na bado hawajafidiwa. Labda msimamo wa serikali ni vipi kuhusiana na Wakenya ambao wamejitolea kivyao na mali yao kuharibiwa na serikali?
Nzuri sana Bwana Shitera, lakini kwanza wacha nikujibu la kwanza, manake linahusiana na rais. La kwanza ni kwamba sikusema kwamba miradi imekuwa inangoja kubuniwa, la hasha. Miradi imekuwa inaendelea. Manake kama ni barabara zimekuwa zinajengwa, kama ni mambo mbalimbali, kuzinduliwa kwa mambo mbalimbali pia imekuwa ikiendelea. Na utakumbuka mwanzoni mwa mwaka pia mwaka jana aliweza kuzunguka hata katika eneo la Mombasa kuangalia barabara ambazo zinajengwa ili kuona ya kwamba wanakandarasi wanatimiza malengo yao. Na bila shaka tunafahamu ya kwamba wanakandarasi hao wameweza kutimiza malengo yao. Kwa hivyo si kwamba ati miradi ndio itaanza saa hizi, kwa sababu alizungumza na hakungoja kwamba kwa wakati huu kuweza kuzungumza. Nadhani mnajua ya kwamba rais ni mvumilivu, na alikuwa amevumilia, na kila alipokuwa katika mikutano alikuwa anasema jamanini, tuachane nini na siasa, tuangalie maendeleo ya Wakenya na tuangalie umoja wa Wakenya. Akalisema mara ya kwanza, ya pili, ya tatu ikawa imekuwa wimbo. Kwa kweli kama wanavyosema katika fizikia kuna ile inaitwa elastic limit. Wakati umefika sasa wa kuweza kufahamu ya kwamba masuala ya siasa hayataweza kupewa kipaumbele, ama hataki yapewe kipaumbele. Maendeleo na umoja wa Kenya ndio masuala ambayo yanataka kushughulikiwa. Swala hilo la pili la ubomoaji, ndugu yangu Shitera, ni swala ambalo linahusiana na National Land Commission, na bila shaka atakayekuwa na uwezo wa kuweza kuzungumzia kwa kina zaidi atakuwa ni msemaji wa serikali. Maana sitaki tukanganye na sitaki tukanganyane kwa kuwa nazungumza kwa niaba ya serikali na yeye anazungumza kwa niaba ya serikali. La hasha. Mimi nitagusia masuala ambayo yanahusiana na rais, na bila shaka siku ya Alhamisi mtakapofanya kikao naye ataweza kulizungumzia swala hilo ili kuweza kuelewa bayana ni kipi kinaendelea.
Are they speaking from the center? Because we see that there is one team that is going around Christian development to us, led by His Excellency William Ruto. Yet the president does not want that, because even in these meetings, what is dominating is the politics. So is the presidency divided that one is not taking roles from the other?
Sidhani hilo ni swala ambalo ungeweza kusema liko hivyo, bali nadhani ni uvumu na urojo na mianya inayotengenezwa na baadhi ya wale ambao wanataka kuona ya kwamba kuna kuwa na mgawanyiko katika baina ya rais na naibu wa rais. Nadhani hata siku ya Jumapili mmemsikia naibu wa rais akisema kwamba yeye anasimamia miradi na ataendelea kufanya miradi. Wale wanaochagua kufanya siasa, hilo ni hiari yao kutaka kufanya siasa, lakini kile wanachozungumza kwa umoja ni kwamba miradi itaendelea kufanywa, na miradi ndio mwelekeo wao kwa hivi sasa kuweza kuwashughulikia Wakenya. Kwa hivyo wale wanaosema ya kwamba kuna kuwa na migawanyiko, nadhani ni vumi na porojo wanazotaka kuziendeleza. Tumeona wakifanya kazi kwa pamoja vizuri, na sio kwenye hafla moja au nyingine, na nadhani hata siku ya Jumapili mliona pia wote walikuwa kwa pamoja. Kwa hivyo tusiwe kwamba ndo tunaanza kutoa uvumi. Naam.
Ujambo Dena?
Naam, sijambo.
Jina langu naitwa Vincent Afande, nafanya na Radio Citizen. Swala langu ni kuhusiana na utata kuhusu kisiwa cha Migingo. Unakumbuka wakati rais wa Uganda Yoweri Museveni alipokuwa hapa, walipata kuzungumza na Rais Uhuru Kenyatta kuhusiana na utata katika kisiwa hicho. Lakini hivi majuzi bado maafisa kutoka Uganda wanahangaisha wale wavuvi wa Kenya na wameshika wengi. Pengine utata huu tunatarajia ukamilike kufikia wakati gani?
Swala hilo bila shaka linashughulikiwa na waziri wa masuala ya ndani ya kitaifa na usalama wa ndani ya kitaifa ambaye ni CS Matiang'i, na bila shaka kama alivyoweza kusema sitaweza kugusia masuala mengi. Nataka tuelewane kwamba mimi nazungumzia masuala yanayohusiana na rais na wala sio na serikali. Na swala hilo kwa sababu linahusiana na wizara ya usalama wa ndani, atakayeweza kukupa mikakati kamili inayochukuliwa. Nitakuhakikishia kwamba kuna mikakati ipo, lakini mikakati gani imeweza kuchukuliwa na inachukuliwa kwa hatua gani na muda gani utaweza kutekelezwa, atakayeweza kukujibu kwa kina ni msemaji wa serikali. Kwa hivyo siku ya Alhamisi umuulize swala hilo, atakuwa amejitayarisha kukupa jibu.
My name is Gideon Keter from The Star. A follow-up question to what Muriithi has asked. It is about this perceived division between the president and the deputy president, and has been even made worse by the team Tangatanga and Team Kieleweke. Team Kieleweke is perceived to be speaking for the president. Has this team been endorsed by the president to be speaking on his behalf, or what is really happening?
Let me just begin by saying that you have said what? Perceived. The word that you have used is perceived. So, huo ni uvumi. Sitaweza kuzungumzia swala hilo. I cannot comment on something that has been perceived. Let's speak on facts.
We'll take a few more questions.
Habari ya Kanze.
Mzuri.
Naitwa Machalia kutoka Mount Kenya TV. I want to ask a question nene. Kuna mzozo kati ya Wizara ya Elimu na NAT kuhusu kuafikisha ama the implementation of the new curriculum CBC. Kuweza kuhakikisha mzozo ulio kati ya walimu na ministry uweze kusuluhishwa.
Na mnajua utafahamu kwamba uzinduzi wa mtaala huo mpya rais amekuwa katika mstari wa mbele kuona ya kwamba unaweza kutekelezwa kwa sababu ana ufahamu ya kwamba utaweza kubadilisha maisha ya mtoto wa kawaida, mtoto wa Kenya, ili aweze kupata nafasi katika ajira. Ni kweli kumekuwa na utata baina ya Wizara ya Elimu na bila shaka chama cha walimu. Lakini najua pia unaelewa ya kwamba kumekuwa na mazungumzo ambayo yanaendelea kati ya wote wawili. Rais bila shaka yupo katika mazungumzo na waziri wa elimu, na bila shaka katika kipindi kisichokuwa kirefu mtaweza kupata habari kamili, na mimi pia nitaweza kuwaeleza zaidi ni yapi ambayo yameweza kuafikiwa.
Swali la pili ni kwamba kuhusu the news, unaweza kutupea kwamba is there any statistical or has it helped the government or the presidency in knowing the exact number, or how has it helped learning the institutions of the public schools?
Unajua swala la kwanza ni kwamba kunakuwa na ugavi wa fedha katika shule zetu za umma, sio, ili kuhakikisha ya kwamba watoto wanapata elimu ya bure. Sababu ya kuweka mfumo huo ni kuhakikisha kwamba tunaelewa ni idadi gani haswa ipo katika shule. Ndio mambo ambayo rais alikuwa anataka yahakikishe yamefanyika. Ili tunapotoa pesa kusema tunaenda shule ya Kanze Primary School na ina watoto 250, tunahakikisha kwamba ni 250. Lakini kwa sasa tunaweza kuwa tunatoa pesa za watoto 500 na ile hali watoto ni 250. Unanielewa? Kwa hivyo kuna pesa zinapotea ambazo zingeweza kusaidia shule nyingine. Kwa hivyo sababu kuu ni kuweza kufahamu idadi kamili ya wanafunzi wetu, ili kuweza kuhakikisha kwamba mikakati inawekwa ili kuweza kuwashughulikia wanafunzi hao kwa manufaa yao wenyewe.
Kanze.
Morning.
I'm Nico Kello from Lolwe TV. Now, you said that the government, through the presidency, is talking to the banks with the aim of helping the youth and small-scale business people get loans at 9%. Well, last week, CS Rotich, in his budget speech, didn't really point at something like this.
This was, okay, sorry, continue.
Yeah, now, does it really breed, I think it breeds confusion, because if in our budget and even in the bill, the finance bill in parliament, it doesn't capture this, how well is the presidency going to negotiate with the banks, and how are we going to ensure that indeed the loans are gotten at the interest rate that has been indicated as 9%? Just how well will it be happening? Number two, on that still, you've spoken about the Sports Act 2018. Now, this fund that you just say that will be created for this purpose, you didn't mention exactly how it's going to be established and how fast or when shall it be put into operation.
Okay. The bills were signed last week. Sure, we will find the modalities on the composition of this will be communicated to us. Okay, so that will happen in a not long ago, si katika muda mrefu sio katika muda mrefu. So lazima la stawi, utafahamu ya kwamba kuna mradi ambao uliweza kuzinduliwa na rais, na sio katika kipindi hiki cha juzi tu, kitambo kidogo, ambapo ilikuwa nashughulikia swala hilo. Mazungumzo ndio yanaendelea na yataweza kuhusishwa ili kuhakikisha kwamba vijana wanapata mikopo. So iko kando na bajeti, lakini ni mfumo ama ni mpango ambao umeweza kuangaliwa na rais na ameweza kuzungumza pia na benki hizo. Kwa hivyo sio lazima la kwamba lipo kwenye bajeti, manake inahusishwa na benki, sio bajeti ya taifa. Tunaelewana? Ni mazungumzo ya mabenki na vijana, ushirikiano wa mabenki. Umenielewa? Bajeti ni ya taifa.
Kwa hivyo nyinyi mna imani ya kwamba benki hizi hazitaweza kuona ni kama kwamba watakuwa kwa kiwango fulani wameweza kukatazwa kufanya biashara yao kwa njia maana. Manake ulisema ni 9% kwa riba wanatoza kwa mikopo hizi. Hivyo basi ni kusema kwamba pengine ofisi ya rais ingetaka pia kuweza kuwasawishi watumie 9% kama viwango vya riba, na pengine benki hizi ziko kwenye biashara, huenda wakati fulani wakataka kutoza riba za juu kupitia hapo, na vijana wale watakuwa wanajipata katika ile hali ya panda shuka kama mambo haya yatafanywa vizuri. Naelewa
wasiwasi wako, na bila shaka kama nilivyoweza kusema ni mazungumzo ambayo yameweza kuelewa na wameweza kuafikiana. Kwa hivyo ni masuala kwamba wameweza kuafikiana, si kwamba ni mazungumzo tu, ni mazungumzo wameweza kuketi wakaona jinsi ambavyo wataweza kusaidia vijana ili kuhakikisha ya kwamba wanapata mkopo huo kwa kiwango hicho cha riba. Swali la mwisho.
Yeah, my name is Kenna from People Daily. If I got you correct, you said there are jobs created in the Judiciary sector, around 400,000?
In total, there were 840,000. 85% of those jobs.
Is it possible to back them with facts, like the number in terms of like taxes, say that KRA has collected this? Is there something tangible that we can verify that there are 800,000 jobs? Because for a long time we have had this PR stand.
Okay, thank you very much, Kenna. And that's a very valid question. Unfortunately, what I will do is I'll be able to get the statistics and then I'll be able to share them with you, the detailed statistics, because what we have is from the economic survey that was conducted in 2019. So we will be able to get the statistics and we will be able to share them with you.
Kwa majina, ujambo kanze?
Sijambo.
Kwa majina naitwa Anthony Kadenya kutoka Meru TV. Kuna swala la mgawanyiko kati ya rais na wabunge wa mkoa wakati. Wamekuwa wakisema kwamba ama masuala ambayo yamejitokeza ni kwamba rais amekuwa akitelekeza mkoa wakati kwa masuala ya maendeleo. Ndio maana hata wakati uliopita walikuwa wamejitokeza kuongea kwa ndo rais aweze kushughulikia katika mkoa wa Kenya, na wamekuwa wakisema kwamba kuna maeneo mbalimbali ya soa yale ya Nyanza na mambo mengine ambayo imekuwa yakipata maendeleo zaidi. Swala hili, msimamo wa rais ni upi kuhusiana na swala hili?
Nadhani itakuwa sio haki kusema kwamba miradi katika eneo la kati ya taifa haijaweza kushughulikiwa. Kuna barabara zinajengwa, kuna shule zinajengwa, kuna miradi mbalimbali imeweza kuzinduliwa, hata soko tulikuwa tukafungua soko, ikiwa ni katika hilo eneo la kati. Kwa hivyo nataka tofautishe kati ya uvumi na ukweli uliopo, ambalo ni swala ambalo lazima tulishughulikie pia kama wanahabari. Ukweli ni upi? Ni kweli kwamba hakuna miradi inatengenezwa? Ni kweli kwamba hakuna miradi katika eneo hilo? Pengine tungeweza kuangalia, je, kuna barabara ambazo zinajengwa kwa mfano? Je, kuna mambo yote ambayo yameweza kutekelezwa ili kuhakikisha kwamba Mkenya aliyo katika eneo hilo la Kenya anaweza kushughulikiwa? Tukishaweza kupata masuala kama hayo na tuhakikisha kwamba hakuna swala linaloendelea, basi tutakuwa na haki ya kuzungumza na kusema ya kwamba hakuna miradi inaendelea katika eneo hilo.
Of course, that is the government spokesperson Kanzidina issuing a briefing at State House, of course touching on several issues.
Good morning, Africa. Thank you very much with my co-host, Miriam Ogutu. Good morning. That was the government spokesperson right from State House in Nairobi, bringing to us the briefings so far, which people always say should be there. She's done it. Thank you very much, Kanza Dani. Or Dani Kanzi. Dena Kanzi. Thank you very much for the briefing. And here we are happy to interpret, to take in some of the things that she said this morning. This is Nairobi, Kenya, and plus the entire Africa, plus our satellite system through Berlin in Germany. Good morning. And wherever it is, where do you want to greet again? Any part of Africa. Today we are presented with facts, few issues. First we shall go back to what the president's spokesperson has said, a few things about allegations versus facts. These are allegations, people who have brought in politics, other campaigns, which is part of our topic. If you want to follow us on Twitter and on Facebook and YouTube. We are there live. Today's topics are very simple, very organized, very relevant to what is happening in this country. First of all, what we want to discuss today is the judiciary of Kenya sinking to the lowest. Yesterday, they began interviews for judges of appeal, court of appeal.
In a closed session.
In a closed session. The reason why they did so is because the DCJ is there. The DCJ is on the panel. They don't want the media to go inside to interrupt. The Chief Justice gave a very stupid reason, very clumsy, lowest degree reason, that there was not enough room for journalists. Yet the president said you can use the International Conference Center temporarily. The president gave them space in the International Conference Center. Why don't you put higher International Conference Center for only a week?
For such an important
exercise. So that journalists can have access to the panel. We want to see the type of judges that they are interviewing. They might be telling lies, and the member of public could come in. They can come in and say, no, we shall petition that judge. Why are they hiding? Because the lady who will be asked more questions as to whether she has integrity to be on the panel is Mwiru. She's also there. So the fear of journalists asking questions has made the Chief Justice sink this judiciary even lower. It's already in chaos, Miriam, and I'm telling you, with journalists not going there to participation, we need media participation. Third estate, she writes a letter saying that there is no room. How can it be there is no room? How can there be no room? Surely the Chief Justice is lying and lying again. You know, these lies will not take the Chief Justice of Kenya anywhere. There is enough room in Kenya where you can interview these judges.
Yes, indeed.
And that is exactly the tragedy of the judiciary, Miriam.
Of the judiciary this morning. And while the judges will be interviewed in camera, there's also one judge who had initially asked to be in for his probe to happen during on live event. Remember, Justice Jackton. What is his name? Ojwang, yes. But right now he has said, you know what, I don't want that to happen live in public. I want it to be private because he fears mischaracterization. So what do you make of that?
So what is going on there in this court?
It's very interesting.
What is going on in the court?
Initially he had agreed. He had insisted he wanted a public hearing. So that the public can see that the whole thing is fair and they can be part of whatever is happening.
You see, the only solution that yesterday we did a survey, 95% of out of 6,000 people interacted with said the president should clean the judiciary. It should go. The Supreme Court is useless. The entire head of judiciary is not able to run that department. It is remains up to the people of Kenya. If you hear such opinion coming from different areas, surely give it a chance. Try to persuade the Chief Justice to step down before the end of his term. I think the Chief Justice has a problem, and I've been warning people every time. This Chief Justice could bring a problem.
Yes, and all the papers say, yesterday the press showed up. They were not even told they will not be covering the event. So the press showed up, and the Chief Justice told them, we have allowed you in because we have started the process, but that was yesterday. But after this, we will not allow you. And he said the space was small. That is such a lame excuse. There has to be more to that. That cannot be the reason why you're barring. This is something of public interest.
Yeah, but you can see what I'm talking about. Yes. The Chief Justice says the place is small. It cannot accommodate.
They did not know that the insurance plaza would not be enough. The space they got from there was not going to be enough. So people have been, there's an uproar, even the newspaper is saying an uproar as JSC holds closed door interviews for judges. And here critics criticize the barring press coverage as an affront to the Constitution. It's not allowed by the Kenyan Constitution. Also, JSC should have hired bigger space or conducted the interviews at the Supreme Court buildings or at the Milimani Law Courts, where they have their own space, which is spacious enough. And also, barring live coverage will promote opaqueness and deny the public the right to information. They're actually going against the Constitution that they swore to uphold. By him allowing this to happen, this directive goes against the Constitution.
I have sent the video to Stephen production team. There's the video. You look at clip, bring that letter on the floor, on the screen. You will see why I reasoned out. My reasoning is this what they call independence or opaque judiciary? Exactly the point you are picking on. I've looked at the letter that Madam of the Registrar of the Court, what is her name? Amadi. Another very, very, very proud lady, Mrs. Amadi. What she has written, I have analyzed and I guess who is being shielded from being part of the interview panel. This CJ Mwiru. It is not the space. It is not the space. Because a number of judges due to interview, they have also expressed their wish to keep the details of interview sessions private. And he goes further. The letter is coming up. She goes further to say, therefore bar the list of successful candidates. The ruling of the panel will not be made a matter of public concern.
But that is a matter of public concern.
No, Miss. Now, I usually don't support Wamutata, but please, Mr. Wamutata, now nullify the entire exercise.
Yes, because you complained the closed-door interviews will be in a breach of Kenya's right for information and accountability, especially accountability.
Yes, nullify the whole exercise. This was the beginning of Maraga's fall. If those judges are interviewed without the press and other people, as it is in the Kenyan, Maraga was interviewed in the public. But now when you request not to be interviewed, then don't come for the interview.
Because the previous interviews had been done in the open glare. Why is it this time? What has changed? Why are we going against the norm? What are we trying to do that we do not want the public to see? all the previous interviews had been out there for the public to see. It's been live coverage in our television stations. So why now? He should give, there has to be a better reason than the space, because I don't think Kenyans will buy that. I mean, surely. They had better options, I believe. So there has to be another reason.
There is the reason, but I've told you the reason. I've said the letter there, I hope it is coming, but let's move on. It will come and find us. It is, the reason is very clear, Miriam. They don't, people, this woman is on the panel. The woman is there, this age. So how is somebody who has integrity issues interviewing people who are coming to be on the panel? She has integrity issues. If you see, even if she is not in court, there are clouds. There are already clouds.
That dents her image.
Yes, the image is dented.
Yes.
Thank you very much. We move on. That is the judiciary, the sinking judiciary of Kenya. It continues to sink. It continues to bring a lot of bad image to the Republic of Kenya. It has failed. There is the letter, Miriam. Where is the transparency? This is the Wakora network. There you are.
So that is the translation.
Yeah. No, we have done, all what I've done is the letter versus, you pick out the areas. Yes. You can read between the lines why the letter does not want a journalist there. It's because they are covering someone. Then they use a reason that the judges have expressed that they don't want to be part and parcel of
the proceeding
of public proceedings.
But also Justice Jecton Ojwang refusing for now his hearing to be made public. What do you make of that?
Maybe he has something to hide, but I don't think Ojwang has something to hide. The issue of the road, it won't take him down.
It won't take. But here's what the paper says, that Justice Ojwang's lawyer, Nani Mungai, told the tribunal trying him on claims of graft and judicial misconduct that the judge was concerned that some mischaracterizations might occur if the trial took place under the full glare of the media. And the date for the hearing, of course, is July 15th. And he's saying since there are witnesses who are coming to give their testimony, so they're not sure what the witnesses will be giving, so he's just protecting himself. But why would he want to protect himself if he has nothing to hide? That is the big question.
So it is a matter of choice.
Yes.
If you are in court, you can choose to be under camera or not. So there they can cover themselves on that section.
Yes, he has that option, but this other one that was supposed to be made public. Yes.
Okay, let's move on. The second topic.
The handshake.
Yeah. Is it shaking?
The handshake, is it shaking?
Is the handshake of Kenya shaking? No. Anybody who is opposed to the handshake is an enemy of this country. And I want to say categorically that, sorry, those who hate me because I made my stand very clear. I was very opposed to people who dismember. I have received several telephone calls, over 60 telephone calls the whole of last night, telling me from Jubilee Party that what happened, why did you support Raila Odinga? I have no regrets for supporting what is correct. At that time, Raila Odinga in the public, we had a fight over Jubilee versus NASA. And since NASA decided to be part and parcel, shake hands, move the country, have unity or purpose, there is nothing that I can start argument about. Thank you very much for you people who have tried to bring me to a level to query my position. My position is that where President Uhuru Kenyatta says he's going is where I go. I don't have any regrets whatsoever. What President Uhuru Kenyatta has decided If he decides that he has dissolved the government, we shall all dissolve and go. If President Uhuru Kenyatta decides that is a handshake to bring unity, which we all see currently in this country, that is what I will stick. I have no other person, though for those who think there are two power centers in this country, there's only one power center, and that power center is Uhuru Kenyatta. And therefore, for those few people who have been going around, who are even using Raila Odinga factor to say Raila Odinga has come in Jubilee to dismantle Jubilee, are wrong. Therefore, you cannot force all of us who see far. We are looking at Kenya 10 years. How will it be if you leave it on politics based? For example, I would like to challenge the people of Tanga Tanga group to start going to Nyanza, Nyanza, Kisumu. Please don't hesitate. Homa Bay, go there and try to sell your, because if you think that there's somebody we are wrong, go there and sell your manifesto, the Tanga Tanga manifesto, sell them there. Go there and try.
They don't have a manifesto yet.
No, we don't know. But those who are advocating, why are they concentrating in the backyard of President Uhuru Kenyatta? Why? 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 This is the question. Any Uhuru friend will ask, why? The only one who will not ask is an enemy. But friends of Uhuru Kenyatta will ask, why? Why?
Yes, indeed. So, yeah, so the handshake is shaking under...
It's not shaking.
It shook some establishments. It shook Jubilee. It has shaken Jubilee Party.
Yes, it has shaken
it shook opposition,
some people who were there only to insult. Some people who were there to insult. I am not shaken because I saw it coming. I knew that somewhere President Uhuru Kenyatta wanted a better Kenya.
Will reach out.
I knew it. Because I am one of the few people who sang redemption. Redemption. You must have heard me in 2012, 2013. You are a journalist yourself. And on television stations, wherever I went in Kenya, I was singing redemption. Have healing. Kenya needed a healing. So I cannot say I'm not happy with the handshake. I am. Because it is part and parcel of me. The healing that I did in Uganda between Museveni and the Konyi and the Northerners and the rural community taught me a very big lesson that I use today. See. So that is the situation, Miriam. The handshake is strong. Whoever opposes it fails. And will fail miserably.
Yes, and I was just going through the papers this morning, and a section of members of parliament allied to the Mount Kenya region, the president's backyard, because when the president was castigating them on Sunday, he came out to say, you know, some of you, I helped you to become who you are today. I helped you in your political journey, and today you're a political leader. And so why are you even doing this? Why are you sabotaging my dream for the country? And so yesterday, a few of them, I was reading through the papers this morning, they came out and said, you know what, we got here by our own means. There's no way you helped us to be who we are today. So there seems to be a battle that has been drawn from President's backyard. I don't know how he's going to escape this, and I don't know how he's going to work and accomplish all this he wants to accomplish to Kenyans with all this retaliation, with all this opposition from his own backyard. The dagger seems to have been drawn, so they did not even...
He doesn't need them. The president is a state machinery. These guys will be leached.
Will be leached?
I'm telling you today.
That is very strong.
Yeah, they will be leached by the crowds. Let the president start moving in those areas.
Leeching literally or just metamorphosis?
Political leeching.
Okay.
Yeah, politically.
Okay.
If the president goes to Nakuru to address that Susan Kiara, what is she in Nakuru? What is she? What is that Bahati member of parliament? He just talks. His dossier is worse. If you look at why he's complaining, we know why he's complaining. Everybody knows what that Ngunjiri Kimani, why he's complaining. I've been with him on several television stations. He has told me why he complains. All of us don't complain because the president has not talked to us. What about some of us who were not even said thank you by Ruto? Do we complain?
He actually suggested that the president should call them to State House and have a
conversation. To do what? He wants to go there to do what? You have already insulted the president. You want him to do what? You are insulting him everywhere in Nakuru. So you want, you know, this politics of hostage taking must be confronted. Hostage taking, blackmail, that people will be killed. Or if you touch this man, people will be killed. That's stupid politics. It's a politics of blackmail that Kenyans should never go to that route again. Surely, you saw what people went through. There are people who still see their houses in that region being occupied by people, and they are alive.
Some are in Uganda. Some
yes, there are people in my own district, my own village,
who cannot come back.
Yes, they refuse to come back. They are Kenyan Kikuyus. They are in Uganda, in Bududa, in my place. So what was related? People know what has happened. You know, when I talk about these things, it charges my heart.
It upsets me as Kenyans because what
people
need Kenyans.
For example, you are in Nairobi and you pass that place. Somebody is cooking in your place where you used to be.
When you pass to Molo, some houses have never been rebuilt yet. They were burnt down.
So let them not bring this thing here. These guys are bringing. Don't bring that debate. Let Uhuru Kenyatta unite this country. Jamen, this is where this country went wrong. And the people are not seeing it. These are hard facts. And the earlier you talk about them and tell these people the truth, the better. So the politics of hostage taking, blackmail, fear of violence, reprisals, that's what Susan Kihara keeps on telling people there. And another one called Kihara, the Jane Kihara in Naivasha. We have the history of some of them. Wasilete. Watu wanajua. People are quiet. People want to build a united country. They want to move on. I'm telling you. You can also not move on when Raila is not in. Raila is also a community. Raila is also a leader. You better live in. Jubilee is headed by Uhuru, and Uhuru Kenyatta heads Jubilee, which he headed into a discussion with Raila. Then if you have a problem you don't you don't like, then it means you don't like the president. If you disagree with a decision, the president that you gave powers to negotiate on your behalf, to sign on your behalf, has gone ahead to negotiate with somebody who is not a foreigner, but a Kenyan by name Raila Odinga. What is wrong with that? What's wrong? I want these guys to tell me. Maybe I might have gone, luckily enough, I've never gone to Mathare. Neither do I know where the road to Mathare is. Or Butabika in Uganda. Or the mental health hospital in London, where I've stayed. I've never been seen by a psychiatric. Therefore, I don't talk things that I imagined. I want to hear from these guys. You gave the president the mandate. You are today telling us, asking us on national television, newspapers, that how did Raila come in? Then why did you give him the mandate and the sword? He was given a mandate to make good decisions for the government of Republic of Kenya.
And for the people.
And for the people of Republic of Kenya. So if the president is making decisions for government of the people of Kenya, he has made a decision to see that he needs unity of purpose. What is wrong? Surely, what is wrong? Tell me what is wrong. Then people are saying the president should come to explain it to them. Wait for the 9 points, the team of Wako and Haji. There it is coming out. In October, they presented the document to the people of Kenya. If Kenyans refuse the document, it is the Kenyans' right. If they have queries to raise, they will raise the queries. But the MPs now challenging the President Uhuru Kenyatta to explain the type of hatred, the type of hatred that is there for Raila Odinga should go away. Or Raila Odinga is also a Kenyan. He's not Matsanga. He's a Kenyan. I'm not a Kenyan. I'm a global citizen. If Kenya can give me anything, fine. But I have not asked for anything from Kenya in the form of identification. I still remain a global citizen of this country, of this continent, universe. So you can disregard me, but you can't disregard Raila Odinga. He's a Kenyan. There are people who are saying, why did he talk to Raila Odinga? Why did he use the handshake? But ask them, if he didn't talk to Raila Odinga, you want him to talk to who? As a president, talk to who? Only who? To the ocean? Or talk to Lake Victoria, which is near the Luo community? Whom do they want the president to talk to? These are questions that should be answered by these guys. You want him to talk to who? The BBI team is working. It is almost completing. It has got about 4 months left. It will table the report. If they have problems in reading it, some of us have studied the subject of conflict resolution. We shall interpret it for them on televisions, on radio stations. We shall. But you cannot now stop the president of the Republic of Kenya from engaging anybody that he feels he should engage. Impossible.
Amolo, one of our viewers, Amolo Junior, Bani Rokyo, asking, so who's the problem in Kenya? Is it the opposition or the deputy president? Even our viewers are confused at this point.
You know what, Amolo, I think you know who is the confusion now. Because opposition has said we want to support the president as Kenyans, but they are not losing their identity
as opposition.
So within the Jubilee Party itself emerges people who don't want Raila to come in.
Who are now the opposing powers.
So why don't they back on the ship? You wait, that's why I'm telling you, wait, the president is also going to go. You have seen the spokeswoman saying the president is going to embark on to address those issues. Let him go. So you go to Nyeri and tell the president that don't come. He's coming. Go to Nakuru. There will be a crowd in Nakuru. Tell the president that he shouldn't come to Nakuru. Some people will be told, shut down, sit down. Because you think Uhuru has been silent because he has got a good heart.
And because he has work to do to Kenyans.
Yes. He has got a good heart. That's why he was silent and allowed people to do what they were doing. Tenderpreneurs.
Tenderpreneurs are flourishing.
Yes, they did everything.
It has become
while Uhuru was building the constitution, rule of law, the tenderpreneurs were trading and they have turned on laughing at him. Everybody is a diehard of each other. So don't tell me I'm not also a diehard of Uhuru. I am.
Yeah, you are.
Damu. It is Uhuru who made me to stick out, to lose everything in this world and go and face the international community that does not like me today. They can't give me anything. I have my papers. I can't get any job in the international community. I can't apply for any. My age is even going. But I stood out for these guys. I had to. Because I had seen the problem in Uganda. Ocampo wanted to finish us in Uganda. I saw him here. So you tell me I should leave him to sink in a river when I can be able to say what is supposed to be done? He is the president. He decided to meet Mr. Raila Amolo Odinga. They have met. It's finished. So go and hang on a tree. Go. If you hate that decision, then what you do, get a rope and disappear. Because it is not going to be reversed, is it? The unity is there. You tell any Kenyan that you reverse it, allow Raila reverse it. Kenyans will tell you, no, please. It is better to die of poverty than to have demonstrations, people blowing us up. Yes, those guys came. Some of us cannot even go to those places. Hey. No, hey. Miriam, yesterday you challenged me whether we can go to Kisumu. I can't. Not yet.
You can.
Yeah, but nothing not yet.
Happen. No, nothing will happen, I believe.
I don't want you to start crying when you see me being beaten. Someone will come and say, is this not Matanga Des? I have not yet. Things have not cooled yet.
Kisumu, we don't treat.
But I can go.
We don't hold grudges.
Now with President Raila, if Raila is there.
Listen, if Luos are holding grudges, we will not have voted for Mwai Kibaki during the NAC government. We would not have. If at all you were to sit and look back at injustices that they feel they've been meted upon, we will not have. But they did. So we don't. We just move on. Sisi ni wangwana.
So take me then.
You just go. Nothing will happen to you. You'll have a good.
I hope Nganga is not seeing.
It's okay.
Nganga George.
Nganga, thank you for joining this morning.
Yeah, but why don't you read the message? Nganga, she's all right.
I'm fine, thank you. I'm fantastic.
She's called Miriam Ogutu, Mrs.
I'm Miriam Ogutu. Thank you for watching. And Sue Onyoni, you're saying true, you stood up, and I remember those days.
Yes.
And yes, so people appreciate the work that you've done before, yeah.
So we cannot leave this area to follow like that. Next. Thank you very much. It's 4 minutes past the hour, top of the hour. And what we need now is
the African news.
The African news.
Yes.
Briefly. We will go through it because we have a longer version.
Yes, of the African.
What is the question that is Egypt an African butcher in the making? A preview, 1 minute. The president of Egypt currently is the AU chairperson. General Assisi presides over 54 countries as the chairperson for 1 year. But events in Egypt, contrary to what we see and what we thought, have changed to be clandestine operations against African states. Egypt is funding a war against a legitimate government elected or installed by the United Nations in Tripoli in Libya. Egypt is playing another negative role in the question of Khartoum. Egypt is not only that, it's doing quite a lot. Despite the good progress that Egypt had done on the Middle East. In the Middle East, there are several question marks. Yes, Morsi was elected president. thrown out by the military.
He was the first president, actually.
Yes, thrown out by the military. But the manner in which he was neglected in prison, which led to his death, raises quite a lot of, you can see the international condemnation that is coming
towards the President Al-Sisi.
Yes.
And President Al-Sisi was the head of military then when Mr. Morsi was being thrown. He was the one who overthrew.
No, he's the one who overthrew Morsi.
Yes.
So we want to look at the character of Egypt. What from the days of Nasser, Anwar Sadat, Mubarak, and now Morsi, the late Morsi, then Al-Sisi, General Al-Sisi. We shall look at them as we have facts. Remember, Egypt is one of the countries that actually formed African Union, Organization of African Unity. Gabriel Nasser, the first president of Egypt, who decided that African Union was very organization which united Africans. And remember, most Africans from sub-Saharan Africa, while running and fighting colonialism, used Egypt as a transit center to go to Russia, to go to China, and to go abroad to run away from massacre of the colonial era and the apartheid era. Egypt, Somalia served as key points that most of the liberators on this continent either got Somali passports, for example, South Africans. Then Uganda acted as a buffer zone for sleeping giants who could plan how to attack the apartheid regime. Hence, Uganda today has a special place in South Africa, that when they attack Ugandans, they attack most of the other people. When they hear you are Ugandan, you are not attacked. But we need to find out why Egypt is slowly dragging itself towards the killing machine of Africa. Democracy removed until 2032.
It's gone.
The general will be in power.
Kaput, yes.
Can Egypt survive without the military? Can the military survive without Egypt?
And
those are the questions.
They are one thing right now. It appears
they have been one thing for a long time, Miriam.
Long time, yes.
You can't lead Egypt without the military
background.
And that's why Morsi, the only elected guy who had no military background, was thrown, arrested, jailed, and ended up dying on the same day he was born.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Don't miss it. It's coming. I have shocked you. The same day Morsi was born is the day he died.
He died on his birthday.
On his birthday. God took back a symbol, brought a symbol, returned a symbol.
Wow.
And there is one thing that I want, before we come, I want to say something. Not as a clip, but simply. I want to say one of the things that I have said before is, remember when Jesus was brought before Pontius Pilate. So when the people gathered, Pontius Pilate asked, which man do you want me to release? Which man did you want you to release for you? The crowd answered, Barabbas, the thief, or Jesus, who is called the Messiah. And the people shouted, Barabbas, 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 Barabbas. Today, over 200 years later, the people are still choosing thieves. Thank you very much. I leave it to you Kenyans to interpret for yourselves. I don't want to go much deeper than that, but we now release thieves and fix Jesus. We release in Africa now, if you have not stolen, then you can't be a leader. Have you seen that? You can't be a leader. Yesterday, I read a paper, Miriam, on Africa. All the African leaders, most of them are in the 70s. What a waste for Africa.
Who? A lot of the leaders?
Yes. Just take a sample. Kotara, Museveni, Ngweso. Let's go. Museveni, Ngweso, Buhari, Paul Biya.
All this problematic.
Yeah. Let's go. Paul Biya, Ado of Ghana. Look at them. Look at them. Emerson Mnangagwa.
He's 70 what?
All the leaders, most of the African leaders who should be now bringing wisdom are over 70. The only countries that doesn't have leaders over 70
Congo
is Congo, Kenya, Rwanda, Burundi, Tanzania.
Yeah.
Magufuli is not 70. But by the end of his term, he will be 70. And then we have, when you look at Namibia, we have Maputo, also not 70. So the men who should be bringing wisdom, Assisi, look at them. Bashir.
How old is Assisi?
He's 70-something.
Bashir is a gone case.
No, but he was in power. That's the wisdom we are looking for. But Africa, unfortunately, we have become butchers. Honestly, we have. And the most vibrant countries in Africa, that would be, advocating for democracy to tell the others, are the ones that have become very ruthless. Look at them. Buhari. Nigeria is the most populous country.
Yes, in Africa. Yes.
Its economy is very strong.
It's very
over
strong.
200 million people.
Yes, so that is why I was shocked to note that they have the highest level of abject poverty in the world. In the entire world. Nigeria leads.
Egypt is another populous country with a heavy economy, highest military. The best military is found there. But look at what they do. Assisi is using the military to bulldoze the entire North Africa. Nana Addo is the only man above 70 who's doing a very great job. Yes. So the rest, we have a problem in Africa. Thank you very much. That is for Miriam, over to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Doctor, for that. Indeed, that is food for thought. And next time we go to the ballot boxes to elect our leaders, we need to consider their track records and probably what they've done and their previous record, if at all they were in a public service, or what else they've done, and we gauge them from those standards. But until we change the manner in which we elect our leaders, we will continue crying over bad leadership here in Africa. So let me just bring you up to date with what is happening this afternoon. It's about 16 minutes past noon here in Nairobi, and we start with Egypt. In case you've been living in a rock, this is what is happening from Egypt. Former Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi has been buried hours after he collapsed in court and died on Monday. His lawyer told the AFP news agency that the former leader had been buried in eastern Cairo earlier on Tuesday morning with his family present. Morsi, who was 67 years old, had been in custody since his removal from office in 2013. Human rights groups who had criticized the conditions in which he was kept have called for an impartial investigation into his death. The Muslim Brotherhood and Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan, a close ally to Morsi, are among those who have blamed the Egyptian leadership for Morsi's death. Now, Morsi was appearing in Cairo on Monday on charges of espionage related to suspected contacts with the Palestinian militant Islamist group Hamas. Officials say he had asked to address the jury and spoke for over 5 minutes from a soundproof glass cage where he was being held with other defendants before he collapsed. And we go to Tanzania, where the country's interior minister has told policemen to stop assaulting motorcycle taxi riders. Members of parliament had complained that police were stopping the riders, known as border drivers, over traffic offences, and then they end up beating up them. And we go to Sudan, where the movement that spearheaded Sudan's pro-democracy demonstrations have called for people to come out on the streets again just over a fortnight after a brutal crackdown left dozens dead. The opposition says that June 3rd, more than 100 people were killed in the capital Khartoum, and that day the doctors say 40 of those people who died were dumped in River Nile. Now the Forces for Freedom and Change have released a timetable for a new nighttime demonstrations to ask for their main demands, which is to have a transitional civilian rule, and they're condemning the massacre that happened on the 3rd of June. And a new research has shown that countries like Nigeria, Ghana, Ethiopia, and Kenya could be buying up to 30 times more than the recommended price for medicines, the report says. The US-based Center for Global Development says the lower to middle income countries are losing out when purchasing what it calls branded generic drugs. And we go to Nigeria, where at least 30 people were killed in a suicide attack in a village hall in Nigeria's northeastern state of Borno. Another 40 were injured in the triple suicide bombing, according to State Emergency Management Agency. This latest attack comes at the end of a bloody weekend in northern Nigeria, and there is a rising concern of insecurity in other parts of the country. And in Kenya, the Ministry of Health has confirmed that there is no Ebola in the country. Laboratory results from the blood samples of a 36-year-old patient who was taken into isolation on Sunday were negative from Ebola. Her husband and other 2 contacts also have been quarantined. Health workers in the southwestern town of Kericho said they acted out of caution in isolating the patient. And still in Kenya, the Norwegian government has been dragged into Kenya and Somali maritime row that has threatened to strain the relationship between the two neighboring countries. Kenya is unhappy with the involvement of Norwegian firm in redrawing of its map. A Norwegian oil firm DNO had been contracted to research for oil in the disputed area. Reliable reports indicate that Kenya has protested to Norwegian government for allowing its firm to be used in the demarcation. And we go to the Democratic Republic of Congo, where fresh ethnic violence in the DRC's northern eastern province of Ituri have killed at least 161 people. Officials have confirmed fighting between the Hema, who are herders, and Lendu farmers over grazing rights and political representation has led to a tit-for-tat attacks in recent years. And we move to Chad, where one of Chad's rebel leaders has been arrested in Paris in connection with alleged crimes against humanity committed in Sudan. The exiled leader of the Union of Forces of Democracy and Development, and also General Mahamat Nouri, is accused of committing crimes in Sudan between 2005 and 2010.
He has been arrested where?
In Paris, France.
On ICC charges?
No, on committing crimes against humanity in Sudan between 2005 and 2010, I think in Darfur.
Yeah, that's Darfur.
Yes.
That is the brother of the deputy to General was arrested where?
He was arrested in Paris, and his name is Mohamed Nouri, and he is accused of committing crimes in Sudan between 2005 and 2010. A Chadian coming to kill people in Sudan. No wonder the relationship between Sudan and Chad has been they have a very interesting relationship, these two countries.
He's from Chad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I told you, anything to do with that thing of Chad and that man of AU,
yes,
plus all this. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you, it is very clear. Mm-hmm. I don't know why people don't see it. Mm-hmm. It's very clear. There's something wrong in this whole thing.
Yes.
And the earlier we get it right, the better for the people of Africa. Mm-hmm. If we keep on wasting time talking, who, Africa will not move any inch. Mm-hmm. That's it.
All right, and we go to Malawi, where a local media in Malawi reported on Monday that opposition leader Lazarus Chakwera has been sworn in as a member of parliament in the capital Lilongwe following the May 21st elections. The Nation newspaper said Chakwera took his oath of allegiance and office amid cheers from scores of party supporters who accompanied him. The MCP party is currently challenging the official outcome of the presidential vote, which gave incumbent Peter Mutharika a second and final term in office, while Chakwera came second. And we go to Nigeria, where a gorilla in a public zoo is at the center of a financial probe in Nigeria after officials of the Kano Zoology Garden say the ape swallowed some money. The gorilla is said to have swallowed 6.8 million naira, equivalent to $19,000. The monies in question are said to be gate fees collected by patrons of the zoo, especially during the recent Eid al-Fitr festivals earlier this month. And in Eritrea, the Eritrean government has yet to respond to a stern critique from the Roman Catholic Church protesting the forced closure of its health facilities in the country. And we go to Rwanda, where a Rwandan who claims to have been illegally arrested and tortured in Uganda has filed a lawsuit at the East African Court of Justice demanding for $1 million in damages. Mr. Venant Hakorimana filed the case in Arusha on Monday through lawyer Richard Mugisha under reference number 11 of 2019 of East African Court of Justice First Instance Division. Mr. Hakorimana, 35, told Africa Review on Monday that he was arrested a day after arriving in Kampala in July last year and detained for 10 months. And in South Sudan, the army spokesperson says the Joint Defense Board has agreed to a request to increase the number of VIP protection units in a division. A division comprises of about 12,000 soldiers. In March, the peace parties agreed to form a 700-strong VIP protection unit. This was agreed upon during the Joint Defense Board, or JBD, meeting at the military headquarters in Juba. The VIP protection unit will be drawn from SSPDF and SPLA-IO and forces from the opposition alliance. According to the revitalized peace agreement, there shall be establishment of VIP protection unit for the presidency. And we go to Biafra, where Onyole Sowore, a human rights activist, has called on the Nigerian government to deliver justice for people from the southeast region of Nigeria, popularly called Biafra. He made the calls while responding to a question on the Biafra agitation while speaking to Nigerians at a town hall meeting organized by the Take Back movement in Greece. And we go to Cameroon, where the president of the Center for Strategy and Security for the Sahel, Amadou Abdallah, has urged the National Commission for the Promotion of Bilingualism and Multiculturalism to lay the foundations for the peace in Cameroon. So that is the latest from Africa this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Did you just hear the news that came from Nigeria this morning, Doctor? A gorilla in a public zoo ate $19,000. This was the collection fee. This was the entrance fee. 19,000. That is how much, equivalent to KG shillings? $19,000. It's about 1.9 million.
So many things.
The other day,
strange things happen.
A snake ate
yes.
money, also in Nigeria.
Strange things happen.
Yes.
in Nigeria. But if you ask this man, where was he keeping the money and why was he keeping the money?
This is the Jew, like the Nairobi National Park.
Yes.
So the management there comes to say the money that we have been collecting this much money, a giraffe has ate it.
A giraffe?
I'm just saying. So in this case, it's a gorilla.
A gorilla.
How does a gorilla?
So how did the gorilla? Why don't we slaughter the gorilla to see what the paper? Because money cannot just be eaten like that.
Yes, I mean they can lose a gorilla over 19,000 US dollars.
That's a lot of money.
Nigeria.
You see, Africa has got the tragedy of Africa is that type of lies, the fakeness of this continent.
Yes.
The way people fake things is what makes us Africans look like the way we are. We fake things on a daily basis. We fake our death. We fake our marriages. We fake everything. Now that money was eaten by officials.
The head of Zoo Police told the police that police are investigating what happened, and all he can say is the money is missing.
Why didn't he say the money was missing?
The money is missing and the gorilla ate it.
The worst he could have done was to break in and break the doors and say it was a break-in. But to say a zoo, a gorilla went into the safe. Was it on the table? Was it on a sofa? Where was the money?
19,000.
So many things happen in Africa. And that's why Africa loses its credibility.
Yes.
Thank you very much, viewers. Let's move to the next subject that I want to introduce, that Miriam can introduce.
Yes.
And we shall be very candid with facts. First, I will lay facts down about the former president of Egypt. The question now before us is Egypt becoming an African butcher? Is this state of Egypt, the country called Egypt, is it also in making towards those dictatorial apexes of nature of kingdoms?